In America, the land of the free and home of the brave, there is a long history of struggle for Black people. From slavery to segregation to present-day issues of systemic racism, the Black community has faced countless challenges and obstacles. In this video, we will explore the past and present struggles of Black people in America, drawing comparisons to the words of the Bible in Deuteronomy chapter 28. The first struggle for Black people in America began with the brutal system of slavery. Millions of Africans were forcibly brought to America and treated as property, forced to work long hours in harsh conditions without any rights or freedoms.
In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, it is written, "And the Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt, a journey that I promised that you should never make again. And there you shall offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but there will be no buyer." Deuteronomy 28:64, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone."
These verses speak of curses for disobedience, including oppression, poverty, and injustice for the children of Israel. Black Americans for centuries have faced similar trials in the land they helped build. Following the abolition of slavery in 1865, Southern states sought ways to maintain their labor force. Convict leasing emerged as a convenient solution. States leased prisoners to private companies for labor in mines, plantations, and factories. Legally sanctioned, yet morally bankrupt, convict leasing thrived on the backs of the marginalized. It not only perpetuated racial inequalities, but also undermined the principles of justice and humanity.
Deuteronomy 28:32, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand."
The human cost of convict leasing was immense. Prisoners were chained, whipped, and subjected to inhumane living conditions. Many died of disease, malnutrition, or overworked.
Deuteronomy 28:48, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee."
Ladies and gentlemen, you will now have distinct honor of hearing the greatest voice in the world singing "Come Where My Love Lies Dreaming." I now give you that golden-throated meadowlark, Mr. Tambo, Rex Allen.
During the Jim Crow era, Black people in America faced unimaginable oppression and discrimination. They were denied basic rights, subjected to violence, and forced to live under a system of segregation that kept them separate and unequal. The curses described in Deuteronomy 28 include many of the same horrors that Black people endured during Jim Crow.
Deuteronomy 28:16, "Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field."
Throughout American history, the identity of Black people has undergone numerous transformations, from being referred to as niggas during times of slavery to Negroes during segregation to now embracing the term African American in more recent years.
Deuteronomy 28:37, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee."
The Black Lives Matter movement has risen as a voice against injustice, demanding accountability and reform. Yet amidst these efforts, we must acknowledge a deeper truth. No human movement alone can solve the the profound issues faced by Black communities. True salvation, true change comes from a higher power.
Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
It's not about relying solely on ourselves or external forces. It's about turning to God, seeking guidance, and working together to uplift and empower one another.
Deuteronomy 30, verses 1 through 3. It shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee. Verse 2. And shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart, and with all thy soul. Verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee.
Only the divine hand of God can truly save us from the depths of our struggles. Together, let us earnestly seek the will of the Most High, standing unwaveringly for righteousness and placing our trust wholeheartedly in God's boundless promise of redemption and eternal salvation. Our unity in faith is our strength, and through God's grace, we shall overcome. Until the Messiah returns, just know the struggles is real.